Got to hit the button. And we're back.
Okay, we
Did
are
I do it that time?
officially back. Yeah, good job. Good job, Tyler.
We're
Appreciate
back?
you.
No, he
Well,
said
we're
not
back.
yet.
It's going to take a minute to get on your end.
Oh, okay, right. But they'll hear what we're saying.
They see and hear us, most importantly, right now. So what you missed was another touchdown pass for Sullivan and the Bruins. Now Warrior going to try to get
There we
on
go.
track. That'll be enough for a first down for the Hornets. A nice Acre Pharmacy first down there.
Okay. Does that leave us first completion?
I believe so.
And they're going to keep it moving. They're going to move to a no huddle. I thought.
Needs to Iris. All right. So Warrior now with a fresh set of downs. Blitz being shown here by PA. They'll flip it inside, trying to find room around the corner. Nothing there, and we're going to get
And
a
they're
PI
gonna get a
roofing
hold.
penalty.
That's a really good play by 50, their defensive lineman, Connor Cole. He doesn't make the play, but he makes you have to stretch it
Yeah.
out further and further, and it gives those guys, those linebackers, those defensive backs time to get out there. Because for a second there, I thought that Darius Glover was going to get that edge around 50. He gets around 50, but he made him have to run east and west long enough that his help got there, and then it also brought a holding flag on as well. I think. That's what it looked like. He hadn't called it yet. Yeah, there it is.
PI roofing penalty will back up the Hornets. Once again, one step forward, 2 steps back here for this Hornets offense in this first half. So a lot to work on between now and Ozark. That's why you play this benefit game early, is give you that little bit of extra time to work on the things you figured out you needed. 9:46 to play here in our first half of play. It'll be the last quarter for the starters. Warrior will hand it away, and Wiggins is just swallowed up in the backfield. It's going nowhere on that play.
It's the best push that the Bruins defensive line has had all night.
I think that's 62, one of your guys in the middle. Maybe. 62, there's not a – no, 63. Jonathan Montgomery, a 10th grader, really good against your left guard right there, I believe. Just wrecking havoc in the middle makes it tough.
So bring up second down. Trying to figure out this PA scoreboard. I did not realize we did 5 timeouts.
Maybe it's a scrimmage thing.
Yeah, maybe so. Second and 22. Warrior drops pressure coming. And he will be dumped inside the 15, back at the 12-yard line. And another big loss for the Hornet offense. A little conversation here as I think quarterbacks are technically not supposed to be touched.
Levi, while we were gone, he got hit in the first quarter, towards the end of the first quarter, too. But that's a communication thing up front. He's coming off the edge. You've got to be able to communicate that as a line up front. Your quarterback needs to be able to identify that, hey, we got a hot guy. Whenever I played and stuff, we'd call it a hammer. You'd get a hammer call from your receiver, from your quarterback. Hey, there's a guy, looks like he's about to come off the edge. Got to make sure we account for him.
Third down and 33 here. Let's see what Coach Vaughn and the offense have got in the playbook for this one. Warrior rolls, looking, being chased, and he'll be two-hand touchdown at the 6. Another sack for the PA defense, and that'll bring up a 4th and forever here with 7:51 to play in the first half.
They're throwing a bunch of stunts at you right now. They're out there in like a 3-3 stack, and the thing about that defense and that look is there's so many different directions that D linemen can go, that linebackers can go, and it's going to confuse the offensive line. Again, great teaching tape moments for those guys to get your eyes where they're supposed to be, get into your protection, whatever it's supposed to be, and play your gap. Don't chase a guy because that's just going to open the gap for somebody else.
Let's see if Warrior can punt this beyond the first down line.
Nope.
And it will be picked up at the 40, so 5 yards shy of what should have been a first down. And that's where the PA offense take the field here, already leading this one 28-0. And you know, you're talking about that PA defense, and that's one of the misconceptions of Mark Kelly is he's all offense, and the defense isn't going to show. But if you learned anything watching that Sylvan Hills team last year, They can play some defense, too. This is a team, and to your point, he's going to mix it up. He's going to bring you a bunch of different looks, really try to confuse you. And so far, he's really given this Maumelle front just a ton of problems. Sullivan drops, looking, throwing, got a man open, caught. 32-yard line, breaks a tackle inside the 20, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Give him 6. As
3 is not
three
on
not
there.
on our roster.
No. He's not on the other one either. So we're not sure who that is. Number 3.
Hit the transfer portal kind of late.
Can't say that over here. Another score, and boy, the stats are going to be gaudy so far here for Sullivan.
And that one's not the updated. Give it a second to update.
He's going to be over 200 yards on the day after that one, and he bounces that one off the Strength and Conditioning Center. Extra point, no good, so it'll stay 34-0 with 7:29 left in the first half.
And what I was going to say is one of the best things, 10 for 14, 218 yards, 4 touchdowns. So not a bad stat line for 1.5 quarters of play. But defensively, one of the best things that you can do is try and confuse guys, especially at this level. The more movements, the more looks you can give them, and that's for both sides. You give them more looks as a defense, now they've got to prepare for more, but you give them more looks as an offense, and the defense has to prepare more. Confusion is an underrated aspect of this game, especially at the high school level, because you don't have as much time as they do in college and the NFL, right? You don't have as mature minds. They're all still younger adults and everything. So if you can get these guys confused, get their eyes in the wrong places, make them looking at the wrong thing, it's extremely beneficial to whichever team can cause confusion.
I would assume that we'll see that's the starting offense back out on the field here. And if you're the offense here, Coach Vaughn, I would assume what you want to see is just anything to get a little confidence for Levi in this offense before their day is done here in about 7.5 minutes.
Any semblance of something, because right now with the sacks, you have negative rush yardage. Winchell Wiggins has rushed for 29 yards. Levi has been sacked for negative 32 yards. And then you've passed for 15 yards. So you're in, single digits of total offense right now?
Feels like
this
it's
says
close to
12
negative.
yards total offense. So
Well, Levi Warrior's a senior. I'd love to see him communicate with his offensive line who's trying to get some experience together and let them know where those blitzes are coming from, like he was talking about earlier, because they've had a few just scot-free runs at the quarterback.
Glover, Walker, and Warrior, your receivers. They'll move Glover to the near side of the field. Now switch Wiggins to that side of Warrior as well. Warrior drops, rolling right. Pressure coming from behind. He lofts it up. He's got Glover there, caught. And Glover going to be knocked out of bounds at the 47-yard line, and that's an Acre Pharmacy first down.
Levi had just enough, a good call, right? Get him moving. He has shown these past couple years that he can get off of his platform. He can throw good balls on the run. And he's able to just outrun the blitz coming off the backside, which sometimes you're going to have open blitzers if you're rolling over one way. You're going to have guys running free back behind you. He's just able to stay calm, get that ball out, put a good ball on Glover.
Field cam out there working. It's the wife, Kristen Henson. She'll tell me all about the sweaty time she's had down there later, I'm sure. Now Warrior going to hand it away. Wiggins trying to follow his pulling guard across midfield. That's where he'll be dumped. Gain of 2 on the play.
Able to get a little bit of yards now on that. That run scheme has not been very effective for him so far. Got a little bit more movement there, but that one still looks a little messy on the inside.
70, not in our program, but a big man pulling from guard there to be able to run behind. So Warrior on 2nd down and 8. Hands it away again. Wiggins hesitates, finds some room across the 50 to the 45. He'll be picked up and out carried. You should spot this one. One spot saying the 44. Looks like they're going to spot at the 45. Ball was pulled away
Late.
But should still be Hornet football, and it is.
It is pulled away pretty late. Oh, we got blood on a guy. Got to come off.
I had him up there surfing for the moment.
That's whenever the whistle should blow. No, if you grab the ball after that, once you've picked the guy up off the ground, it doesn't matter. And they blew it, got it stopped. But good vision again right there. A little stutter step. If he hits it a little bit quicker and sees it a little bit quicker, he's probably running for a little bit more. But otherwise, still able to make positive yards on that. They're showing pressure again.
Hands it away.
Ooh.
Runs the man. Ball's
Walker
out, though, but picked up by Walker. Walker taken down, and it'll end up being a negative play for the Hornets. Thankfully, they'll keep possession here.
Is that 3 Evan Wallace? Pretty sure. Is that the backup quarterback?
Yep.
Saw him throwing before the game with Levi.
Wallace, a young man they're excited about. He's got a bright future.
Well, he ran through a guy. He just left the ball with him.
Timeout here for the Hornets. But, yeah, Wallace is a guy I know they've talked a lot about. I know Coach Scott and those guys on the basketball side, they're excited about seeing him on the basketball court. He had a great year this year for the freshman team. So I think Wallace is going to be a young man that he looked really good last year for the 9th grade football team, and he's going to be a piece in the future. Interesting to see him, though, back there lined up at running back. You almost wonder if that's setting up something for later in the year.
Setting up something for later in the year, but it also tells you that they appreciate that guy as an athlete more so than just a quarterback. If they're willing to hand their backup quarterback the football, that tells you that they think that he can help them. You're not going to run your backup quarterback out there and hand him the football if he's not somebody that can help your offense get the ball moving, because you can always get hurt anytime you touch the ball, anytime you're out on the field. So if they believe he's helpful enough, they get him out there. So that tells you that he's an athlete they think can help.
Sophomore Zarian Dotson in the backfield. So Coach Vaughn starting to shift some guys around to see what he's got.
Trying to get something going on 4th down now.
Warrior dropping. They pick up the blitz, throwing too high for Armour. No matter if he could get his hands to that when he wasn't catching it.
Oh, that one sailed. Yeah, I will say, we talked a little bit earlier about pass pro from Wiggins. Dotson, the sophomore, he stepped up, and he gave a little bit of ground, right? Levi still had a short arm it. That's part of the reason that you saw it sail. If you go back and look, he stopped his arm about halfway through his motion. If he didn't stop his arm halfway through his motion, he's probably hitting somebody's helmet, and he could be hurting himself. But I want to give the young guy credit, stepping up in pass pro as a sophomore. That's big. Just make sure you continue to move and bring the boom to that guy that's blitzing. But for sure, you need your running backs back there to be able to do that and step up.
Little wins, though. At least the offense got a little something going. Now you want to see the defense. Get a stop here. Get Sullivan.
And you've had chances so far.
Sullivan gets the snap. They'll run a little option. Pitches it outside. And that'll be 2 yards shy of a first down as they get into Hornet territory. That's number 1, sophomore Slade Kentner.
And those are some things you just got to make sure the edges of the defense. I feel like I've talked about it the past 4 years, right? You've got to have solid edges. Whoever's supposed to do it, it depends on the scheme. If your end's supposed to do it, if you're outside backer, somebody's got to set the edge. And then whenever they throw you that speed option, you're really putting them in a bind to stick to your job and do your job.
Sullivan fakes it. Rolls, Ward coming after him, and they're going to blow that one dead. So
I don't know if he would have made that sack or not in the game, but you got to protect the guys. And Coach Kelly's getting him. Hey, that ball should have been out. That ball, you shouldn't even had a chance, whether that guy was blocked or not. That ball should have been gone. And that's very Coach other Kelly, right? Coach Kevin Kelly. I mean, this is the read. Look at the read. Throw the ball. Read, throw, read, throw. What this guy does, it tells you where to go.
You think about just. And obviously, he does an incredible job with the quarterbacks. Look what he did with Sylvan Hills last year. But already seeing it, he's got a super talented one now throwing deep. And Sullivan just missed his man as he was looking for another one not on our roster.
Jaden Baker, though, our defensive back, he's there. He's in stride with him. He's a little behind. He does good playing catch-up. He does good not to freak out. A lot of times in those situations, they start to freak out. He ran with him. Had it been on target, Jaden Baker had a chance to break it up. Would he have broken it up? I'm not sure, but he would have had a chance to try and get a hand in there.
So 4th down. If they punt, this whole place may blow up.
There's no way.
And they're going to get the Hornets to jump. So 5
okay.
free.
Listen, Steve, if you go back, look at Sullivan. He did his clap, right? And then he looks over at Coach Kelly and he does this like he's cold, right? Cold, you're freezing, right? Freeze check. We've got to pay attention and see those things. That's what you're rubbing your arms. Hey, I'm cold, right? It's a freeze check. Watch the football. You're right there on top of it. Linebackers need to communicate that to the defensive line because they're not looking at the quarterback. Be aware of what's going on around you.
Hancock, your motion man here is now Sullivan. Will look back to the sideline for the play call. Sentner to the right side now. And Sullivan looking, pressure coming, throwing deep. That's a push off. And no penalty flag. There's no harm, no foul.
Luckily, he didn't catch it. It was thrown out of bounds, but great coverage by Ashton Sherman right there. He's in phase. He gets his head around. He does everything right, gets pushed, doesn't get the penalty, but you still get the turnover.
How about the series for Maumelle defense? Way to go.
We got to get there, right? And it takes one step at a time. You finally got to stop. Again, we've said you've had chances to stop them earlier, but what has been different is those passes right there have been completed earlier whenever we had a chance to stop them. This time we were in good coverage. We were where we were supposed to be, made it a really tough throw, one that ended up going out of bounds.
See if the offense can end what will probably be their last drive of the day. 4 minutes to play here in the first half. Again, benefit game a little different. Starters will play the first half, and then we'll have a running clock of JV and some of the younger guys in that second game.
These kids do have school tomorrow.
Yes, they do. Armour, your motion man. They hand it to Wallace again. Wallace looking for space. And he is still running folks over, but turns what would have been about a 5-yard loss into about a 2-yard loss. Second down and 12.
Not sure what Armour's assignment is right there, but you had two Bruins that run past him. I understand you're told this is the guy to block, but at some point you can see guys running at you. You got to kind of peel off of that and help out your running back a little bit. I thought maybe they're going to give it to him. I want to see this guy touch the ball. They've been trying to get the ball in his hands, so what can he do with it? Maybe he can get into the game a little bit here because it seems like maybe they think he can be a weapon if he can hold on, if he can get the ball.
Second down and 12 as Warrior works out the direction. Now he'll roll to his right side. Pressure coming. Warrior looking. He's got Wallace. Finds him. Gets it to him. Wallace is hammered as he gets across midfield. Good tackle out there. Andrew Manning.
Ineligible downfield. I wouldn't say it took too long, but, I mean, it wasn't an RPO. It was a designed rollout. You just got to keep from getting downfield as an offensive lineman. And I understand it's difficult, right, because you're running, and then there's a defender that you think might come and trigger, so you're chasing that guy. But that guy's in coverage, actually, so now you've chased him downfield, and you get yourself a penalty. So it's a tough situation. You just got to know as an offensive lineman, you can't really go forward too far in those situations.
So much of what you're going to see really early in the year, and even Coach Vaughn kind of hinted to it in our conversation yesterday, that you may see us take some lumps early, but this team's going to figure it out as we get through the season, and you're seeing that. Missed assignments, your point, this is your assignment. A guy stays right on that assignment and doesn't veer off to a guy that maybe would have made it a bigger play. So you're going to learn a lot as Armour, your motion man. They're going to go Wallace again. Wallace, the big back. Breaking tackles across midfield, dragging Bruins into Bruin territory.
There's why the backup quarterback's getting the ball. And we just saw him. He took a hit down here. It didn't count, but still. But then with that assignment thing, and it's so tough as a coach because you want these guys to be locked in on your assignment. So you're not. If Armour was on his assignment, nobody's going to get mad at him, right? Because as soon as you start teaching, well, if this happens, then do this. Now guys are thinking too much. They're going to make mistakes. So it's just tough in those situations. But it's assignment first, and then we can worry about other stuff later.
Third down, about 6. As Warrior, they'll get Armour in motion again. They'll go back to Wallace. Wallace, big seam this time, runs a man over at the 40. And that'll be enough for an Acre Pharmacy first down. And, boy, they found something with the big-bodied Wallace.
He is not scared of contact.
Not at all.
Can they mount the 34-0 deficit?
If you can put points on the board right here before halftime, and it's a little bit of a win that you can at least go back and look on and talk about how you continued to fight, just like we talked about whenever it was 28-0.
It's been a lot of execution for them. They have a big team. They move the ball well whenever everybody's following an assignment, like you talk about. So I look forward to seeing what they can pull out in the second half.
And another 4-yard carry by Wallace right there.
It's been the Wallace show on this drive. As he knew he was buried in that depth chart behind Warrior coming up this year as a sophomore, but
He might not be very married in that running back depth chart too long.
not at all. Now whistles and a timeout here, PA. Timeout, PA, and was trying to take a look at the Sylvan Hills game, but they're not live for some reason. So, I'll give you an idea of what's going on there as they face the Bryant Hornets. Pretty interesting benefit game opponent.
Yeah, you know you're getting a test whenever you're playing Bryant in your benefit game. And then, a brand new regime for Sylvan Hills as well. Obviously, Mark Kelly's over here, left Sylvan Hills in a much, much better place than he found it after only one season. It's crazy the turnaround that he had there. But now it's a big name coming from a school like Arkadelphia that he's had success there. Can he keep that going, what Mark Kelly started?
So far my interactions with Coach Shucker, he's a good person, going to be, I think, really successful at Sylvan Hills. Now, I don't know. He's going to have a hard time duplicating what Coach Kelly was able to do there last year. A lot of new faces that's going to be playing for Sylvan Hills this year, but I think they're going to be at least right there in the conversation late in 6A this year. Warrior wants to throw deep, looking for his man.
Underthrew it.
Looking for Isaac and incomplete.
He had him, just underthrew it. One thing about Coach Shucker and Coach Kelly, and I don't remember for a fact, but before Coach Shucker went to Arkadelphia, he was the offensive coordinator at Searcy. So I believe Coach Kelly and Trey Shucker did cross paths at Searcy before Coach Kelly ended up at Conway as the offensive coordinator. So you're probably going to have similar styles there at Sylvan Hills as you saw last year.
That's what he said. He's going to run very similar to what Coach Kelly likes to do, which obviously makes it an easy transition. But, they've got to figure out quarterback. They've got a lot of pieces to figure out over there this year. Warrior rolling right, being chased, just has to get rid of it. Armour there, and he makes the catch.
His foot.
Armour, no, they're going to say out of bounds as he came rocketing back onto the playing field there.
He did. He dove back in.
Wasn't sure if he hit a trampoline or what, but
now the sidelines are very short here. Now they're not very deep, and there's all the cheerleaders over there, so he probably, he had some crowds.
Like he bounced off a pom-pom.
Listen, he did catch the ball right there, and that's the growth you want to see. And I thought he was really close to getting a foot down. So a good concentration catch right there, which is going to make those catches earlier that were dropped a little bit easier next time because now he's getting a little bit more comfortable. It's all about getting comfortable, and making a catch like that, whether you're inbounds or not, definitely helps in that category.
Once we get to that Ozark game, we'll flip this, and we'll have replay and everything. Just didn't want to put too much extra on Zyler here in game number 1.
He looks like he's ready.
He ain't ready. Warrior drops, gets rid of it to Wiggins. Wiggins got to make a man miss, and he does. And splits him inside the 20, and he's taken down. The shoestrings are at 6 for the Hornets.
You got to move. You got 25 seconds left, and you have apparently 4 timeouts. So
they'll use one of those 4 here.
Now, if we're going to stay real, he have 1 timeout left after this one, and let's see if he wants to play it that way. If that's just on the scoreboard, or if they did it, the clock's still running. But
so maybe it's 5 for the entirety
whole
of the
thing.
game. They're not going to put any, since you're going to have that running clock in the second half. Maybe that's what it is.
They are going to have to put a few more seconds. 22 is what they put it back to.
This will be huge for offensive line and the running backs if we can get some points on the board here.
It'll be huge for your entire. You get a stop on defense. You get a score at the end of the half. Yeah, obviously the score doesn't look like what you want it to.
Right.
But the confidence that you have, that you continued to play, you continued to push forward. You got to stop defensively if you can get a score right here. That's big for confidence, even though it's 34 to hopefully 7 at the end of the day.
The big adjustment's been the rollout for number 7. I'd like to have somebody a little bit more shallow, safety net for him because they're throwing really deep on those rollouts, and the Bruins are setting edge real well today.
Wiggins in the backfield with Warrior here. 1st and 10. Deepest the Hornets have penetrated Bruin territory tonight. Warrior drops, pressure from the right side, looking, throwing, and off the hands of his brother Isaac.
Not sure that was the right read. Who is that? Your outside linebacker, I think 30 or 34 for PA. First, he showed like he was going to run with Glover there on the seam, but then he puts the brakes on and stays there for Isaac. Lucky it wasn't picked off. That was 34 at outside backer. Charlie Greer, it looks like. They got him listed as a D-back. He looks like he's what you might call your nickel back probably in this defense that they got going on.
Another sophomore, too. This is a young PA team, but my goodness, a lot to build on for Coach Kelly. So Warrior drops, looking, throwing, well behind two receivers there. And is that Armour? Who is that?
No, it's that's Glover.
Glover, yep.
Yeah. They're playing 2 against 3 out there. They've got 3 defensive backs, so Levi's trying to find that little window in between those guys, and you've got to be on time. You've got to be on your spot offensively to be able to complete passes in those windows. And may have been thrown behind him a little bit. He may have thrown it behind him because he knew that safety was coming down, so he was trying to put him in a place that he could catch it. Those are just tough situations when you're trying to throw it in those windows.
I like this set they have on. Is that 4th down or is it 3rd down? 3rd down. As you got a lot of size here with Torian and Walker on the right side. Warrior looks that way, wants Torrey, left it short.
Oh, he caught it.
Caught it off the tip.
Still the clock.
Got out of bounds.
Stop,
So stop the clock. He's a yard shy of the Ager Pharmacy first down, but great concentration there at Torian.
Great concentration because 30 right there. Andrew Manning gets his fingers on that and tip. A lot of times you're just going to give up, but he's concentrated. He caught the ball and got feet in bounds after that tip ball. So great play right there by Torian, concentrating, getting some positive yards.
I'll have to ask our play-by-play guy down there on PA Live, Tristan Harlan. I think Manning led the team in interceptions last year.
Tristan don't know.
So Warrior. A lot of movement on the front. Pressure,
There you
throwing,
go,
looking,
Winchell.
doesn't know it's there. He wanted Warrior and never saw the ball in the air, and now some extracurriculars going on. As Wiggins and his big PA linebackers had some words, but cooler heads prevail.
I will tell you, Winchell, he stepped up right there in pass pro, did better than he did that first time, and kept that backer that was blitzing going. Had a little bit late. He kind of drove that linebacker to the ground towards the end of the play right there. They didn't really like it. It's neither here nor there. It's a little bit going both ways. Guys are just getting heated, but nothing too bad. They said what they said, and they walked away from each other.
If you're Mark Kelly, do you let Sullivan just
Chunk it?
air it out here with 8 seconds to go?
I mean, they love their verticals, right? They've hurt us a lot on their verticals.
Looks like victory formation. It takes it to the half.
It does. Practice in victory formation. Who thought you would do that in a benefit game? Fake knee?
In the first half.
Nope.
Well, Sullivan will take the knee, and so that'll take us to the half here from Joe B. Hatcher Stadium on the campus of Pulaski Academy. Bruins lead this one big, 34-0. We'll take a break and come back with some stats in our second half here in just a few minutes on the Maumelle Sports Network. right, welcome back as we are just about set for second half play here from Joe B. Hatcher Stadium on the campus of PA or the Maumelle Sports Network. I'm Steve Henson along with Tyler Chenault as well as Michael Bolding. And Tyler, give us an update from those stats in the first half.
Well, you just asked me if I wanted to go over them. I'm not sure. They don't look great for us, all right? I mean, total yards offensively, we have 92 compared to 240 for Pulaski Academy, 67 yards passing, 25 yards rushing on 20 attempts, so averaging 1 yard a carry. Now, keep in mind, a lot of that has to do with the sacks. If you could take those sacks out whenever there is a designed run play, we're running the ball pretty well in terms of that. Like, if we look at our individual stats, Winchell Wiggins, he's averaging 3.6 yards a carry, which is, 3.5 yards a carry. You're good with that. Evan Wallace has 4 touches, but he's averaging 5.8, so nearly 6 yards a carry. So on our designed runs, we're averaging, a little bit more than 4 yards a carry, which is great. You like to be in that spot. It's just a matter of protecting Levi, who's 4 for 14 for 67 yards and an interception. And 3 of those 4 completions were on the last drive.
Yep.
Maybe. So we haven't obviously been able to move the ball well, really haven't been able to move the ball through the air compared to Pulaski Academy, who we were talking about that towards the end of that first quarter didn't know if Caleb Sullivan had more than 1 incompletion. At that point, he had 4. Now he's 10 for 16, 218 yards, 4 touchdowns. That's a pretty good stat line for a sophomore quarterback. I don't care who you're playing. Rushing the ball, that's not been as good. 4 for 24. Bryce Gittens, that is 6 yards a carry, only on 4 carries. Chase Hancock has 1 for 8, but then they've also got negative yardage there. So offensively, we know they're going to throw the ball. They're not trying to run the ball on us. So your rushing defensive stats will look a little bit better. But whenever they have tried to run it, our defense has stepped up and they've done well. So now you just got to fix that back end of the defense against a team that's going to throw the ball against you. You'll be hard-pressed to find as good of a passing offense, as good of a passing scheme as you're going to see today the rest of the year throughout the season.
And you mentioned it talking about the running game. And I will say that if you look at those numbers, it really is fairly impressive what the defensive line's been able to do against the run. Because you go back to last year, and as good as Sylvan Hills was under Mark Kelly throwing the football, they had multiple really good running backs, and they were able to run on you pretty much at will when they wanted. And so to see this defense really get some stops and really hold the running game down for PA, that's a part that you can build off of if you're Coach Vaughn and his staff. And so you got to like to see at least that piece of it. And now so we'll get to the second half and get to see all the youngsters out there playing. And one of the big pieces with talking to Coach yesterday was we just don't have a lot of depth. They got 58 guys this year, and so not a lot of depth on this team. And this is your opportunity to try to build that depth.
Yeah, this is where certain guys have a chance to earn playing time on Friday nights, right? These are the guys that are going to play in these games that you don't expect as much from at this point in the year. But you could show right now that you can do it, that you're ready for those big night lights on Friday. So this is the opportunity that they talk about. Step up now that you're playing in this part and earn yourself some playing time on Fridays.
Ran with the kick, no return, and so PA offense will make its way onto the field, and now we really get to dig deep through these rosters. See these young guys out there. Looks like it'll be 17, which looks like it's going to be Patrick Landreau at quarterback, another sophomore for Coach Kelly and his Bruin offense.
This 17 it also could be Ellis Tucker. But that one he is listed as a quarterback.
I'm going to bet that's him. So Kentner will be the running back beside him. We'll see what this young defense can do. I'll hand it away. Kentner up the middle. And a good gain on first down for the Bruins. Torian in on that tackle.
Okay, 17 is Patrick Landreau. That's what they just said over the PA, so looks like you've got the right one over there.
You should have this one too.
I've got all kinds of stuff over here. There it is.
He has 2 of them. Look at that, Michael stealing them over there. Look to the left side. Caught. Good block out there across the 30. Enough for a first down. Breaks free across the 45. And a big play for the Bruin offense.
So that's kind of your first little dip that we've seen with this group is we've been tackling pretty well out there on the edges. Got to make sure if you have a chance to make those tackles, you get those guys down.
And I'm going to make sure that we get heights and weights from Coach Vaughn before next Friday night. I was looking down there. That's a big 77, Ladarian Calais Jr. That is a big, big man down there on the defensive line. Landreau will run this one. He'll be touched down and now tackled down.
The young guys got to remember, hey, it's the quarterbacks now. You got to listen for the whistle, stay off of them. I know these guys are out here hoping to make a name for themselves and earn playing time, but quarterbacks are still supposed to be protected.
Maybe a message a little bit being sent to Torian Patterson with his struggles in that first half. He started the first half. He's still out there here with this younger group. So maybe a message being sent to him.
Got to watch the ball.
And they don't.
He's the only one that didn't jump. He didn't jump this time, though.
He did not.
That is progress.
And I feel for Calais, and I may have to make sure I get that pronunciation right. Once he got going, he wasn't going to stop. Torian kind of jumped a little bit. He got back, but poor Calais, once that head of steam started forward, he was done for. So Landreau gets the snap. Looks left. He hits his running back. Nice cut at the 48. He's got a first down, finally taken down at the 40. And that'll be another Acre Pharmacy first down for the Bruins.
Slade Kintner, number 1. He got a few touches in the first half, too. He's back there. But you just got to be able to break down, make that tackle. Don't let it keep your feet moving. Continue through the guy. Don't give him that little cutback. It's tough. Open field tackling is one of the hardest things in football.
Like Coach Kelly trying to hide some stuff from us. Kintner listed as a wide receiver. He's played primarily.
There we go.
Back Patterson, a good tackle there.
You would like Braylon Mooney, 17, to make that tackle, but he at least is there, gets hands on him, and holds him up long enough for Patterson to finish it off.
Think about Mooney last year. He had some moments, but he was a young man that was kind of a special teams guy that did a lot on special teams. And good to see him getting a tackle out there, getting some PT here in the second half. Kintner again. And had it stacked up, but he found a seam across the 30, and that'll be an Acre Pharmacy first down. 2
good cuts, but you've got offensive linemen that are doing their job. They're not getting a ton of movement up front, but they're sealing these guys off, giving Kintner a place to go.
Part of probably the reason you're seeing Kintner, the sophomore, in the backfield, Rashawn Mitchell, junior running back for the Bruins, I believe has a broken collarbone that he suffered in the offseason, so probably won't see him till about mid-season for the Bruins. Landreau, he wants to throw. He's got a man wide open, caught, and into the end zones go the Bruins. Another American Pie Pizza touchdown, and they're just about ready for Pazookies over here on Henson Road.
Yeah, breakdown and coverage.
All verts.
You can run in all verts. You can make guys wrong. Just set them up, get them to open their hips the wrong way, and then you just go the other direction. If they're coached well and you can throw it, it's tough to stop.
You got to remember, Coach Vaughn and a lot of this staff really. There's Coach Albert, another guy that was over at Parkview previously, part of their run, and that 2-point conversion. Nice play.
Way to stay through it.
No, they're going to say he caught it.
Come on.
They're going to give him the 2-point conversion.
They're talking about it. I don't know that he finished that catch.
I thought he got it out of there.
They give him this.
Mason Ward, 8, got it punched out. You just punched out apparently a little bit too late.
And way to stick through the play to the end and get a positive note out of that.
At least make them think about it. And they did. They got to think about it a little bit.
Make it 42-0. Stop the clock. And that will be – this will get a clock stoppage between change of possession here. So we'll get to see what this offense can do. And I'm more curious to see, are we going to see Wallace at quarterback?
I would imagine. Let's see if let him sling it around a little bit. You may not see him run the ball as much, maybe. I don't know. They were free. They didn't care to run him at the end of that half.
I would assume, since he's playing quarterback, that they'll stick to the 2-hand touch rule if he does run.
Oh, I don't know. After he ran through some dudes earlier, I don't know if those whistles are going to be ready. That is, in this situation, that's something as a coaching staff you got to think about. You let him run the ball, and now people are going to be trying to hit him because they're just know, hey, this guy ran me over last time.
This one little.
It's a good kick.
Yeah, I mean, if this is live, that's a problem.
That one's tough because it died.
Offense will take the field. Hornets trailing this one 42-0. Clock running at 6:45.
That's one that in a real game, there's a pretty good chance the kicking team might have possession of that one.
And we know how much Coach Kelly likes to onside kick it. He may put that one in the bag of tricks. It wasn't on purpose. Looked like he may have got turf before he got football, but that one may go into the bag of tricks for Coach Kelly.
Do that again. Yeah. There is Wallace in the backfield. Dotson back there next to him.
See a little bit of Dotson in the first half.
He's had a good game.
I think this would be the piece, too. You really want to see what you've got outside of those top three receivers. They'll hand it away to Dotson. He'll lose yardage on the first play.
Nowhere to go right there. And I still think you still got some of your first offensive linemen in there, too. They said these guys still need some work. We're going to keep them in there, let them get some work in this second half, too.
And from a coaching perspective, obviously, the reps are the most important piece right now. Again, that's go back to it, those conversations. These guys just haven't played much football, and so especially at the varsity level. So to be able to get, even if it is running clock second half against some of these JV and younger backup guys, but it's reps, and those will prove invaluable when you get through that midway point of the season. Go to Dotson again, right side. PI Roofing penalty flag flies in behind the play.
The whistle hadn't blown and a couple of guys ain't paying attention. You say JV, but those two interior guys for PA, those are the guys that have been out there 50 and 99. I mean, again, depth is an issue probably on both sides of the ball. PA historically, depth's an issue. They're a much smaller school than what they play. Even when they were in 5A, they were a much smaller school in terms of enrollment than all the teams they play. And now that they play up to 7A, they're much, much smaller than all the schools that they play. So their issue is going to be depth. So they may not have as many guys to put into those positions.
They're doing a fantastic job against a bigger team and a bigger line.
And I wonder, too, how much of that, keeping those D linemen in there for PA is the fact that he's just kind of countering the fact that your Hornets are keeping their starting O linemen in there and maybe getting some best on best, a little extra reps.
Listen, live full speed reps are the best way to get better. You can get as many reps as you want in practice, but it's not ever like the real thing. Here it is.
Wallace. Oh, he had a man and kind of broke free.
I think maybe that safety came off of, who's that? That's 88, Fawcett. I think he may have came off of him after the ball was let go.
Hoping that's not a bad phone call. That's Diesel's ride from practice tonight.
Uh-oh. Diesel will still be at practice.
Yeah. I know he was there. Question is
he going to get back?
Did he make it home? Third down and 22 as Wallace hands it away. Dotson got some space. Tripped up as he gets to the 15. They'll mark him at the 16. So third and a little more manageable.
Well, you hadn't got a second phone call immediately after, so maybe that's good.
Yeah.
You call him an Uber.
I mean, he can walk home. It's not far.
You could call him an Uber. I mean, you wouldn't be able to be the one to pick him up.
No.
Do you get a discount?
No. Not at all. Warrior makes another appearance as he'll punt this one away. Just let me know he made it home.
Nice.
One bounces across midfield, so he survived practice.
Attaboy.
His first year at tackle football, they went through the first few practices, and you get into pads, and you get that first experience out of the way. And I think it was the first full pads practice. They also had to run the hill, and it's a fairly steep hill, especially for a bunch of 9 and 10-year-olds, or 8 and 9-year-olds. But they had to run 10. They didn't run 2 correctly, so they ended up running 12. And on the 12th one, Diesel's coming up that hill. He yanks his helmet off, just bawling. Dad, they're trying to kill me. Said, "Oh, son, you'll be better for it in the future, I promise."
That's what you signed up for, big dog.
That's right. Landreau going to throw quickly outside, caught across midfield. and tripped up, or that would have been a huge gain for the Bruins.
Yeah, we got to start. We got to get our eyes in the right place, and you got to trigger. That ball's out. You got to go. We got guys that are kind of jogging over there trying to guess what move the guy's going to make. You got to get there, and you got to be ready to make a play.
I'll say Tristan Harlan going to have a lot of fun with some of the names on this PA team this year. That was Cruz Wolf making the catch there for the Bruins.
He's going to start howling or something whenever that guy makes a play.
Option pitch outside across. Oh, nice cut inside by Kentner. He's got enough for the Acre Pharmacy first down. Bruins continue to chew up yardage.
Mason Ward, the guy that came down from the safety position to make the tackle, but also the guy that kind of got a move put on him. You just got to keep those feet in the ground. Can't really hop as you come down. As soon as you get those feet up out of the air, you can't do anything. And any move that guy makes, he's going to get you.
Now, taking their time a little bit. And this is actually taking their time a lot. Coach Kelly off
For them.
Fake it to Kentner, and that one dropped.
He had it a good little spot right there. Just got him right whenever he got past. It was at 33 right there.
30.
Is it 3 or 4? Not 33. Miles, I'm not going to try and say that.
I'm going to have to get the pronunciation key for that one, Coach Vaughn. That's a tough one.
We'll call him Miles.
Yes.
Ergaber.
Calais couldn't stop that head of steam.
I don't
again.
know now. We had a little flinch on the offensive line on that one that they could have called. Did we jump off sides? Yes. But did they flinch at the same time? I think so.
He's been in the backfield in almost every play. He's probably tired.
That is a space eater, without a doubt. So Landro is a new play clock here with under a minute left in the third, and they're going to chew all of this up that they can. And again, you will not see this, I don't think, out of PA much at all this year.
This is probably the only time unless they're up by a whole lot later on in the year.
Andrew wants to throw. Got Kentner out of the backfield. Across the 30. Inside the 20. And pushed out of bounds. And another Acre Pharmacy first down for the Bruins.
A little bit of poor angles there on the edge. You got to understand kind of what you're going up against. Take a good angle so you have a chance to make a play. But those are things that youngsters, right, you got to learn those things. You got to practice those things, get reps at getting the right angle. And then you just got to know they're going to take the quarter now. He's really chewing the clock.
Second unit for PA is executing really well. They definitely don't look like the guys that are watching from the sideline most plays.
They look like a team that at least is starting to build the – I think the impressive part, though, for me in what Coach Kelly does and what he's been able to do is that instant culture switch. I mean, you look at what he did at Sylvan Hills from 0-20 to 10-2, knocking off our Hornets to get that first win in 20 games in what was an exciting and crazy football game. But just that almost, it's like an immediate change. He comes in, everybody buys in. There's no questioning it. They just come in and do the work. And that's been an impressive piece. And to see it happening again here at PA for Coach Kelly, you know, again, I think Coach Kelly's one of the best in the biz in this state, maybe, you know, all around, but one of the better dudes you'll meet as well. So PA got a good one there. Now, we've got a good one too in Coach Vaughn. I think Coach Vaughn's going to do a lot of really good things here at Maumelle. Again, obviously, you're looking at a 7A program, maybe not the numbers of a 7A program, but Coach Vaughn he's going to get some folks down the road, but. Right now, this is a team that's going to, as he said, take some lumps, figure it out, and get comfortable in what they're doing. But I do think when it's all said and done, Coach Vaughn's going to do a lot of special things at Maumelle.
Yeah, and the thing about it with Coach Kelly building that culture that you're talking about, if you look at his coaching staff, he's got head coaches everywhere, right? Daryl Patton's his offensive coordinator. You've probably heard that name before, right? Nick Finley was the head coach at Cutter Morning Star for multiple years, and they really liked Nick Finley at Cutter and what he was building. And then he's got your Madison Taylors that have been at PA. Jarius Wright is his wide receivers coach. So they still have an NFL wide receiver coaching here at PA, even though it's not Anthony Lucas, right?
It is an impressive staff that he's been able to put together. Landro throwing again, but a little high for his intended target.
At least did Anthony Lucas go to the NFL any? I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I thought so. I knew they both were Razorbacks, and I thought they both went pro.
It's funny, after all that happened, I ran into Denny Tipton, which, by the way, congratulations on another baseball state championship for Coach Tipton over here at PA. But, he when I saw him, I said, "What are you just going to steal everybody from Sylvan Hills?" And he looked at me and he said, "It's all Casey Dick's fault." Landro drops, looking, got a man out there, and where did the ball go? Now it hits
down.
the turf.
Yeah, he didn't catch it. It hit our defensive back in the back. Good coverage. Face guarding's legal now. But speaking of Coach Tipton, got to give a shout out to his daughter. I don't know her first name, but Miss Tipton. She was Shiloh's first grade teacher last year at Woodrow Cummins. So he brought his baseball players one day, and they read to the kids in class and everything. So shout out to Coach Tipton and to his daughter, who is she's again at Woodrow, but it was her first year teaching, and Shiloh loved her.
That's very cool. Tipton, great dude. I've never seen him smile so much since he came to PA, though. That went incomplete.
If you're winning state championships, wouldn't you be smiling that much
This was
too?
before he won a state. I think it was just the fact that he didn't have to be an athletic director anymore.
A little bit less stress.
Over here chilling at PA, but what a year they had. I think 2 losses all year long, just an incredible run for them. So, Coach Watson got our Maumelle baseball program rolling as well, and see how they do. I was excited. He was letting me know they've got a big-time speaker I'll have to tell you about coming in January. Hornets offsides again. So another PI roofing penalty.
Is it bigger than the unnamed speaker for the Little Rock Touchdown Club?
Could be.
Know?
Could be. It's
First
a
name,
former
last name.
SEC coach. I know that much.
Okay.
I'm not sure I'm allowed to say, so
we'll keep that.
I'll tell you off air.
Yeah. Have to ask permission first.
Don't tell me I'm terrible with secrets.
That's not one of those ask permission or ask forgiveness. That's definitely one of those ask for permission, not ask for forgiveness type of things.
Yes. So 10:08 to play in the ball game. Sorry, I told him to drop an indie filter. He had to iris quickly.
Oh.
Andrew, look at boy, he took a shot, and ball was caught at about the 10, down to the 7-yard line. It'll be enough for an Acre Pharmacy first down.
That's a no-no right there. But hey, he's that close. You should have blown the whistle.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because he's coming. He should have blown the whistle if it's that close. But I will give credit where credit's due. He stood in there. He threw the ball. He completed the pass, knowing that it looked like there was a hit coming. Whether he knew he was gonna get hit or if he was protected, but he did stand in there and throw a good ball.
First and goal from the 7. By the way, our Red Zone sponsorship available as well, so let us know if you're interested. Left side, nice throw and catch, and touchdown PA as Emerson Phelan scores, another sophomore for this PA football team.
That's one of those. Jaden Willingham, 26 out there. He saw it from the start, and he breaks on it. It's an angle thing, right? Football is a game of inches, and football is a game of angles. If you have the right angles, you're going to be successful, and his angle was off. He wasn't able to get into that window, and then if you try to jump the window and you don't get in the window, typically that's a big play for the other team.
Tell you what, they're popping that smoke still on the hillside. There's 11 minutes to play in the first half, all tied up with Brian at 7.
Okay.
Going for 2 here.
And I can guarantee you that's saying that Sylvan Hills is good again, not that Bryant is not as good this year.
Absolutely.
It's definitely not a negative thing. It means that they're looking good on the hillside.
It's a great route as Landro finds his man for the 2-point conversion. Mr. Chris Boyd, how are you, sir? It's a PA celebrity over here. We'll be all right.
Maumelle's big. They're strong. I expect to see a different football team next time I come out to see them play. It's a lot of execution. There's going to be a lot of game film watch where they see a lot of stuff that they can fix with just some mental awareness.
Well, Michael, you'll be in your normal role next week when we welcome the Hillbillies of Ozark to Maumelle.
I'm glad we don't have to drive to Ozark.
I have to go to
Maybe
Ozark?
next year,
it's at our place.
maybe next year I'm gonna need that game off.
That'll be the week.
That one will be on Shelby's birthday next year.
They'll swap them. It'll be Sylvan Hills back to week 0. But, yeah, I'm glad. Really glad. We're really fortunate overall.
This year's nice.
Yeah, well, not just us, across the board, really. I mean, PA doesn't really have any long trips on our networks, and then really the only one is in Mills now back in the 5A Central, so they get all those local rivalries, but they still are going to Blytheville and Osceola.
Oh.
So
Like, because we don't even go to Hot Springs this year. Not Hot Springs, Pine Bluff this year.
we are
dude.
at Hot Springs, but
But we don't go to any of the Pine Bluff schools.
no, they're gone. They're out of our
Yeah, they're not
conference
even.
now.
Yeah, they're not even on the schedule.
Landro, he's got that spot perfected. I don't
think-
know if it's on purpose.
Now it's on purpose. That's for sure.
He said, "No." He kind of tapped his chest like, "My bad, coach." So maybe it wasn't. Well, hold on now. Maybe we do need to put that one in. That one didn't die as bad. Come on, man. What's going on?
Just trying to have some fun, Coach.
You're telling me we need to go back to onside kicks? Is that what I'm hearing?
Exactly.
But if you remember our game last year, he onside kicks a lot, very similar to Kevin. So they might not practice that deep kick as much either. So those are some of the few reps he's probably gotten at trying to kick it not 10 yards.
And I think he's probably looked at the numbers, obviously, and knows that when you do, because if you watched PA last year, they didn't really get boat raced in too many games until the second half. And a lot of that was putting their offense or their defense in bad situations and then just not having the depth to compete. And I think when you go up against the Bryants and the Conways and those schools, you're going to have to kick it deep.
All right, Armour's in the backfield now, Steve. Let's see this guy with the ball.
Look at him go. Find some
told you
seeds.
they want him to have the ball.
In the open across the 40, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Give him 6. Amir Armour to the house.
I believe I said they're trying to get him the ball because they think he can probably help them. He broke some tackles. He cut back across the grain. He made dudes miss, and then he turned on the Jets. So that's a guy, again, he's got the talent. He's just got to make sure that when you throw him the ball, he holds on to the ball. But that's a great run right there. You know he feels a lot better about this game now. It's going to help with that confidence come Ozark.
When you saw it a little bit earlier, he made the catch that was ruled out of bounds over here. It was a really tough contested catch, and then he finally kind of breaks through right there with the big run.
You don't put a guy at kick returner and throw your first 2 passes of the game to a guy if you don't think that he can help you if he has the ball.
That's big for the offensive line, too. They needed really positive momentum out of this second half, so love that for them.
More yards on that play than it may have had the whole game.
I would bet money on it.
And that one up and good, so extra point will make it 50-7. PA leads it here in our benefit game. And thanks for joining us. I want to say thanks to our sponsors and Akel's Carpet One Floor and Home, American Pie Pizza, Acre Family Pharmacy as well.
So we were at 96 total yards, and it's about to update with what else we had. And that was a 70-yard run. So you nearly, if I looked at it correctly, you nearly doubled, almost, because now we're at 166. So he almost doubled on one carry what we had done.
Again, that's going to feel good in film study.
Absolutely.
It's going to feel good. They'll be able to look back at that and say, hey, look, this is what, and I know talking with Coach Vaughn back during media days, that was one of the big things was the running game. He knew he had running backs. And, again, the questions on what the offensive line was going to look like once it was all put together. But he knew he had a plethora of running backs. I was really concerned as to what you were going to see, at wide receiver. Obviously, no jump man this year. Christian Jackson no longer out there.
Man, that was really fun.
Yes, it was. Jordan Harris didn't get a lot of run on the offensive side. Obviously, big piece on the defensive side.
Who was our other one out there? We had 2
see, somebody's going to be mad at us now.
because it wasn't just Jumpman came in as the number 2 guy. And then we ended up having 2 number 1s out on the edge.
Oh, my goodness gracious. We're going to be in trouble. Because the names are right on the tip of my tongue right now, and I cannot.
Was Jackson? They shared a name, didn't they?
Oh, my gosh.
But Jackson was his first name, wasn't it?
Yes, Jackson. Oh, my gosh. I'm going to have to go back. It's going to bug me. Pretty sure I maybe still have it.
We might have a comment by now what his name is.
I would assume so.
Somebody help us out.
Yeah, please. Because I am drawing blanks right now. But it was a good receiving core, and that was the question is what it was going to look like this year. And I think they've got great pieces.
Get up there, make a tackle. There you go.
I'm going to take a ride a little as they get out to the 24-yard line. You know what?
Nobody's helped us yet.
Well, I know how to look because
Come on now. Jackson Hampton.
Hampton.
Thank you, Caleb.
Yes.
I knew somebody was going to tell us.
Oh, nobody tell Jackson that, please.
But we had two big-time dudes out there that made plays. And you're right, we've got to see. And we've got the size. We've talked about it. We just got to see that kind of step up.
PA with 7:18 to play. A second down and 6.
Good tackle. 3rd and 5.
You know, Davian Jordan was one last year that you started seeing coming on late. He flashed some speed.
Yep.
Where is he? I believe he's at North Little Rock.
Oh, they got new players from a lot of places. Old Bolding over there. The Bolding effect, if you will.
Yep.
That's another team that has started to build its way up out of where they were. Not as fast as Sylvan Hills did last year, but they definitely looked like a completely different team last year.
Another little option outside. That'll be enough for an Acre Pharmacy first down.
That speed option, man, it's getting them the edge pretty quick. That's something that teams that see this on film against PA are going to have to be ready to stop. And then that's something that Normal is going to have to be ready to stop because other teams are going to see it in the film off scrimmage and be like, hey, we got the edge right there with that quick pitch as long as we make them commit. So they're going to have some adjustments defensively because teams are going to see that. And some of them are probably going to try it against you.
As we get to the last few minutes of this, I want to remind you, make sure you catch all of our networks this year. Some changes on some of the networks. As, of course, over here at PA Live, the big change, no Kyle Sutherland this year. It'll be Tristan Harlan as well as Blake Amsler and Chris Boyd on their sideline. And then
because they had all three of them up in the booth last year, didn't they?
Yeah. I think Blake's a little more comfortable with a two-man booth, and Chris wants to be out on the field. So I think it works out perfectly for him this year. Hate to lose Kyle, but he's a busy man these days. So
he likes to act like it.
He does. So, you know, that hog beat stuff. It's going to be real tough on him mid-season when we're 1-5, and he's trying to figure out.
Come on
how to
now,
get
give
people
us
to
a little
subscribe.
credit.
I am North Alabama. That's all the credit I'm giving. I'll hand this one away up the middle, and they'll get about 3, maybe 4 on the play. But, of course, down the street at Robinson, a whole new crew as Max Coltrane will get his start in football. Now, if you don't know Max, he is an incredibly good soccer and baseball commentator. Does a little bit of volleyball and basketball. But he's going to try his hand at the other football. And Jake Hall, who was on our sideline last year.
Heard that voice before, yeah.
So excited to have Max as part of the team. He's done some a lot of ESPN work for UALR. This one caught and going to be run down. Good tackle out there in space.
Really good pursuit on that one.
That's Warrior.
Okay, yeah, we should have known that, number 4.
Well, it surprised me a little
because he's on
I'd seen
defense.
A 4 on defense. Playing some safety back there, and then I waited till almost the game is over to get my Trip Keeter reference in.
But, man, I don't even know that we need to talk about
Trip
him
no
anymore.
longer with us as he is taking a position with 103.7 The Buzz, calling their Friday night games.
Ooh.
Terry Jordan and Darius Robinson.
The return of Terry.
And is it a touchdown? Is the only question we'll have for Terry all year long. Acre Pharmacy first down, and it'll take us under 4 minutes to play here. And of course, the Pop That Smoke crew over there at Sylvan Hills, and I don't think Will can hear me, so I'll say it. But I was told I'm not allowed.
He's gonna
to say
go
it,
back
I'm
and
gonna
watch
say
it
anyway. I don't care. But the mayor and the GM, Jay Burr and Chris.
I didn't say it. That was your partner. That was not anybody else.
Landro going to throw to the right side. Caught. And you do get the feeling, though, Tyler, watching this PA offense. And, again, they're missing one of their top backs. But it doesn't feel like they're going to run it much this year unless they get in a position where they're up and they want to just kind of chew clock. Because even in the second, they're throwing it every single down.
I mean, Coach Kelly, he's going to do what his team is good about. And that's where you get really, really good coaches or coaches that see what they have and they mold their scheme to what they have and what their guys do best. And if this is a group that they throw the ball more efficiently, then that's what he's going to do.
3 minutes to play is Landro looking. And that one tipped at the line of scrimmage.
The coaches that don't last long in their places, they may have been successful 1 or 2 years, but they don't adjust their scheme to the kids that they have. Those are the coaches that struggle to stay places too long because kids change. High school, right? You get different kids every single year, and they're going to be good at different things. So you have to be able to adjust to those guys.
Yeah, you were talking earlier about that staff down there for PA. Daryl Patton. I remember Patton when he was out at Bryant when I was there, and he was one of the reasons that I didn't play football was he walked up to me in the courtyard at Bryant, gave me a tap on the belly and said, "You're kind of soft, son." Thanks, Coach. Before he gets the two-hand touch.
That's that old school type stuff, right?
But now Patton, good dude, and has made his rounds around this state. So
Bryant, Fayetteville, which is why they had openings here because of Fayetteville. Came back down to Bauxite, Little Rock Southwest. He started that program.
Whitehall? Did he end up at Whitehall, or
was Whitehall after Southwest?
Yes.
Yeah, yep. And then he comes here from there. Maybe something along
That's
those
right.
lines. Maybe he had one other stop. I don't remember.
I think they kind of pulled him out of either retirement or almost retirement.
Yeah, maybe he was just ADing or something. I don't know.
Andrew going to that's that old. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it, but that's the old double dip. You get that retirement from the public school and then come on over to the private school. So.
Listen, that's on the docket for a lot of people now.
Absolutely. Denny Tipton's at PA for that reason.
You get your years in, you earn your retirement, you draw your retirement, you're getting 2 checks now. Mm-hmm. Listen, Coach Jamie Mitchell, who was at North Little Rock whenever I was coaching North Little Rock, he coached his whole career in Mississippi, retired from Mississippi, went to Arkansas, and we worked how many years? 5 years. Why 5 years? Because you're vested in retirement after 5 years, and then he moved to Alabama, and he's doing the same thing. These guys, I mean, they know what they're doing, right? Those retirement systems are good for the people that pay their dues. Now, when you just do 5 years, the retirement's not near as good, so he's not drawing 2 full checks by any stretch of the imagination.
Let Kristen know that because she's now an employee of the North Little Rock School District.
Oh.
Wallace bobbled on the handoff, and so that one goes nowhere. Second down here with 1:08 to play, and as we wrap things up, Tyler, give me some of your thoughts on what you saw out there out of the small male team here tonight.
You saw flashes, right? You didn't see any sustained success. Even on the scoring drive, it wasn't much of a drive. It was one big play, right? You said, I think the running game can be successful. We're going to play bigger teams than this, but we're not going to play many teams that are coached as well and with guys that do their job. We obviously know Coach Kelly. He's one of the best in the state. So his guys were ready, even though they probably only prepared for a couple days. But we should be able to run the ball, should be able to get some movement because we do have size. We just got to be consistent offensively. Almost got a crackback block right there.
That's Bryson Stewart laying a little wood.
And then defensively, we got to fix things on the back end, right? Make sure you're in your position, do your job, stay in position, keep your hips straight where they're supposed to be, so you don't give those easy passes, especially on the deep balls.
Dotson run will be the last one of this benefit game. PA going to win this one 50-7, and this is lopsided as it sounds, but to Tyler's point there, this is, again, you play this game, especially with a new staff and really a bunch of guys that haven't played much, as a gauge and a barometer to see where you are. Now you turn your attention to that Week 0 matchup with 4A Ozark in what promises really to be a much better game than if you just looked at it and went, oh, they're 4A, we're a 5A school, we should be able to handle business. That's a very good program up at Ozark, and one of the most unique mascots in the state as well, in the Hillbillies. So excited to be able to host Ozark next week, but a lot of work to do for Coach Vaughn and his staff, but now you know where you can start, and that's been the biggest part coming into this game. Not sure where you were going to be and what you needed to do, and so now you know what these guys are going to respond like when they're on the football field.
Yeah, you've got to get stuff on film to know what you need to fix. So that's the biggest part of this game is not to look really good. It's not to come out and beat the team you're playing. It's to get those things on film so you can make those changes. You can get into the film room, not only with your players, but just as a coaching staff and know, hey, these are the things that we've got to focus on before we get to our first real game. So it gives you a chance to start building those blocks, putting everything together to prepare for your first real game.
And it took me 48 minutes of football to even say it And the only reason I'm saying it is I'm pretty sure that block we saw out there by Bryson Stewart, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure Bryson is the young man that had the snake in his helmet. That,
Okay, I
the
was
whole world knows
yeah.
about right
I
now.
never knew. I didn't know who it was.
It was never. We didn't mention it.
No.
And, we had so much going on up here. I didn't even mention it. I think it was, and I'll be corrected. Obviously, I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was Bryson that had the snake. It was funny. I asked Horton about a week ago. I said, I bet you never thought you'd make ESPN for the first time because of a snake, did you? It has been a whirlwind for him so far.
If somehow you hadn't heard about it yet, just Google football helmet snake. You'll figure it out.
If you haven't heard about it, I don't know where you've been because it is.
Made it on the
everywhere.
post. I mean, it was all over.
It was everywhere. I think the BBC picked it up. Like, it's been worldwide. It was a viral sensation, a crazy story. We'll have to get that young man on. Maybe you can effort that on the sideline down there, Michael.
Did he
Get a
the
quick
whole
story.
practice?
An hour of it, from what I understand. He practiced for about an hour, felt it moving. I was talking with Zach James over at Sylvan Hills today. He said, what's crazy is back in our day, if you were played, you didn't take your helmet off for anything. So could you imagine? You just going to have a new friend for the next 2 hours because you ain't taking that helmet off.
No, I'll be picking a new sport. I'm done.
Something without equipment with holes and spots for snakes
Yeah.
like that.
Our producer's telling us to sit down. He wants to put us on the booth
Oh,
cam.
okay.
So I think it's better to see our faces than our bellies.
He is
so.
the boss, remember?
He is. This is the only time he ever gets to boss his dad around, so he better enjoy it. But real quick, I want to go over the schedule as we close things out here from PA. Coming up next, we talked about it before, at home, the Ozark Hillbillies. Week after that, we'll have Sylvan Hills. We'll be at their place yet again. I don't know how that
How
works
does that
out.
happen?
But get to head to Sylvan Hills. Well, Michael and I will. You
Yeah,
won't
I
be
won't.
with us. But you'll be celebrating a great birthday, so enjoy that. And then the week after that, we'll head to Hot Springs. The road does not get any easier, as Hot Springs has played really well the last few years. And then a bye week before we welcome Mills back to the 5A Central. We'll head to their place and play that one over at Exit 3. Then Valonia and War Memorial Stadium against Little Rock Parkview at BB. The Fightin' Reggie Swintons in Jacksonville on October 29th. Greenbrier on October 30th, and then we'll finish up the season on Thursday, November 5th, as we'll welcome the defending state champion Robinson Senators into Maumelle. So, Michael, any last thoughts from you over there? I know you had to play a little bit of quiet game tonight, but great job, and I appreciate you being on. Any final thoughts?
I look forward to seeing the turnaround from Maumelle. I think they will be a lot better football team when I see them next time.
All right. Well, Tyler, I think you gave us all your final thoughts. And
Oh, yeah. I ain't
probably
nothing left for me.
ready to get home. So
Oh,
we
yeah.
appreciate you guys joining us here on the Maumelle Sports Network, brought to you by Natural State Sports. And I want to say big thanks. Zyler Henson on production. Great job by him. There's his goofy face right there. And, of course, Christian Webb. It took me 2 years to get Christian Webb to come back and run a camera for us. I'm excited to have Christian back with us. And, of course, Kristen Henson down on our field camera. So, once again, appreciate each and every one of you joining us. For Michael Bolding, for Tyler Chenault, I'm Steve Henson. This has been Maumelle Hornet Football on the Maumelle Sports Network. Go Hornets.